Hello, friends, and welcome back. So, in most countries in the southern hemisphere, academic year starts this time. Students are going back to school after a very long holiday that lasted 6 or 7 weeks. This year, due to pandemic, there might be places the children do not physically go to school, but the school year is still starting. If it's online, if it's in a homeschooling situation, or any other way. With this, children resume their other activities together with the school, like music lessons, instrumental lessons, art lessons, sports, and so on. I will talk, as you're guessing, about the first one, instrumental lessons. Children have been off piano, violin, cello, guitar, flute, and more for some time now. It's a tricky thing, holiday or school break. Families treat holidays with the instrumental practice in various ways. Let me just point out a few of them. Some families maintain a practice routine the same as they had during the year. They find it easy to do it this way, especially when practice routine had been well established before the holiday. Others define a different routine. They're taking in account the needs and the plans for the holiday that the family has, or they might want to have an experience of rest and winding down. So they will quite clearly define that we're going to do it differently. Now, with this group, they will either change the frequency of practice. Some might say, instead of doing 7 days a week, we'll do 5 or 4 or whatever. And others say we will change the content. For example, we will learn more repertoire, more pieces, and not strive for excellence. So in Suzuki terms, it will be we will do more learning new pieces than polishing other pieces. Some will say we will concentrate on review, just playing the old pieces. And maybe we will not learn new pieces at all unless the child has picked up a few of them. So they want to take it easy or to change something in the practice so they will still have a feel of holiday, different feel. And some of them might keep the frequency of the practice and some of them might not. So it's the same. And there's another group, main group, that will say we are going to do 2 days a week. I think I mentioned it already. Now, yes, I think I mentioned it. You will notice that all the above groups which I mentioned, they all have awareness or a plan. And they are quite decisive about what they're going to do, even if it's different. They're decisive, they made a certain decision about holiday practice. They gave it a thought, maybe they involved the children in planning it, planning the timetable, planning how they're going to practice in the holiday, and they acted upon it. So it's pretty much structured, even when it's a different structure. Now there are other families that holiday for them means let's go with the flow. We will not plan ahead, and we will allow the time and the child to decide. For most groups described here, there need to be a time adjustment when school holiday is over and the academic year starts. Naturally, the ones who kept the practice routine throughout the holiday would not really need much adjustment. Maybe they'll need just to change the time of practice, to before or after school. But the ones that went out of routine might find it a challenge to go back to it. It all depends on the age of the child, the level of competence, and the stage of learning. So as a parent that works with your child, you will know how to play with this one. If you're the kind of parent or teacher that accepts most children to come and say, "Can I practice now, please?" you might be up for disappointment, or maybe you're one of a kind. I don't think I can say that you are not alone. You're almost alone. As Dr. Haruko Kataoka said, no child likes practice, but every child likes playing, and it's important to remember. So whether you picked to keep up with the routine or not during the school break, now this is your time to go back, but not to beat yourself. Whatever you did, do not beat yourself now, because this is the time to begin again and not to plan the holiday. Maybe we'll talk about holiday before the next long holiday. Now it's a time to go back to the groove. So, I've been thinking how I can help you with this. And what I came up is with a decision, an idea, to make a series of talks about establishing practice, that it will be actually good for everyone. If you are back after a long break, it might help you. If you did not have a long break, but every now and then, you still will feel that you need something to bring you back. And if you've had a good practice routine throughout, you still might feel that you wouldn't mind having a lift or an upgrade or a renovation, a makeover of your practice dynamics at home.